Fighter 6.
Welcome to my review of Street Fighter 6. So this is going to be a review of someone who's kind of a noob, scrub, beginner to the game, who doesn't have too much experience with a lot of other fighting games. But Street Fighter 6 has been really doing it for me lately, and I just wanted to talk about it a lot. For the past couple weeks, I've been doing nothing but thinking about Street Fighter 6. When I'm running, I'm just thinking about it some more, thinking about new combos or new strategies I could use. And usually in my mind, I'm an Evo champ, so when I actually try to put it into practice, it never works out. But I just been nonstop practicing and trying out new things and just playing the game as much as I can. Every time I pick up the game, maybe I'll do a little couple practice rounds and then maybe go into the ranked matches. And then there, I'm just trying something new every single time to get used to a lot of the basics that I've just never really built up for fighting games. And it's weird to think back like a year ago, when they did those first trailers, I wasn't even interested in this game. But when it came to that first Kimberly trailer, I think that was the first time I was like, okay, I need to at least try this game out near release, because this game looks just so dope, and the animations and the graphics and anything were just something I don't think I was really used to looking at when it came to fighting games. I was used to just Smash Bros style. So this was something completely different for me. And the place I've been hanging out the most recently is the Fighting Ground. That's where the big boys hang out. That's where you're gonna lab, you're gonna go into the training mode, practice your new combos, if you can even do any of them. I'm still kind of suck at doing combos. Except for the auto combos, of course, because that's my bread and butter, button mashing. The arcade mode is fun as ever. This is one of the things that I did play a little bit more in Street Fighter V. After I figured out the game wasn't for me, I did go into the arcade mode, play through some of the main characters, and that was really fun in Street Fighter V, but I think it's even better in Street Fighter 6. Just something about the presentation and the quality of the voice acting and the little sections and just the weird little, fight a truck. I don't know. You get to do stuff like that, and I don't know. I like playing in the arcade mode. It's definitely a good way to get started before you go into some ranked matches, just in a fun way. So you got your training mode. You have your tutorials when you want to start learning maybe a new character, as well as your character guides for getting more in depth with new characters that you want to try. You have the combo trials if you want to, test yourself or maybe learn some new things, but I find that those aren't really that helpful for a newbie. They just kind of confuse me more. There's the versus mode, the extreme battles, and the special match, which I really wonder, are they going to add more to some of those? Because right now it's just like one option. And then finally, there's, where most people are going to end up spending most of their time in this area, and that's the ranked, casual match, custom room. And I didn't expect I would be playing so many ranked matches when I started this game, and I'm still a lowly Iron Rank Ken player, but I'm having a lot of fun still playing. I started from 0 rookie mode and have moved up through Iron, and I've played a couple other characters. I've gotten a little bit farther, but I've just found Ken as the character I keep wanting to use moving forward. So the new modern mode mechanics are really what have allowed me to play the game at the level that I am playing right now. Again, I'm not saying I'm really great, but no longer do I have to spend hours and hours and hours trying to learn simple combos and remember motion inputs for things, and I can just press a button. And I don't really care that there's less damage, and everything so far that I've fought has felt pretty fair. I'm getting beat by people playing classic mode, I'm getting beat by people playing modern mode. So far at the low ranks, I don't think a lot of us are good enough anyways. We're just trying to have some fun. So at that level, I don't think there's too much wrong with playing on the modern mode or the classic mode, and it seems pretty fair to me. The game also does choose to reward you when you do decide to actually do the proper combo, so that's still possible in a lot of instances. And sometimes I do start throwing out some traditional Hadokens when I'm playing as Ken instead of just pressing the Y button. And yeah, sure, you can call me a scrubby noob or something, but who knows, I might still kick your ass with some of my modern Hadokens. Hadouken! And another thing about the game that I just really like is because I'm kind of new to these, almost all the characters feel like new characters. So even playing the characters like Ken and Ryu, this is all new to me. So Yeah, I'm playing a lot of Ken, but he feels new, and I just, I love his flashy, fiery kicks, and that's probably what drew me to the character. Originally, I was planning on playing someone like Kimberly because she looks so cool in those trailers, but the farther on I played of her, I was just like not feeling quite as much. And once I picked up Ken, I was like, okay, this feels like, a good beginner friendly character that once I look at like the higher level Ken players, I'm like, okay, I have a lot of work to do to get up to that far. So he's like a good choice to like get in for beginners, and then I know like he has that true potential to be someone really great if I keep playing the game a lot longer. And here's a quick insert before I start talking about some of the other stuff, but the music in Street Fighter 6 is immaculate, and there's just so many great tracks to listen to. But the first thing I actually did when I started playing Street Fighter 6 was boot up that World Tour mode, make my Freak Kiryu, and get to work. I'm a huge fan of the Yakuza series, so that was kind of what intrigued me about the World Tour game in general. And, of course, I gotta make Kiryu if I'm gonna do that. So that's what I did. So after I played World Tour for a bit, I really was liking it, but it did start to grate on me a little bit. I recognized, it was teaching me some of the basics of what Street Fighter 6 mechanics had. A lot of the side content was just kind of grating on me a little bit. But luckily there's still lots to do in the game besides just doing the side quests. The cutscenes in World Tour are excellent, and I'll never get over just beating rando businessmen on the streets. Fuck you, Nina. The side quests, again, are just a little grindy, but you get a lot of fun costumes once you build up some cash. And now Kiryu looks like a real pimp, which, he doesn't really look like Kiryu, but whatever. My other only complaint was that there was definitely points where, when you're under leveled, even in the story mode, they hit hard when you start going into like your first tournament in that game. Like, they were doing so much damage, and it baffled me because I was a couple levels under who I was fighting, and I just had to kind of use really cheesy mechanics to get through that first tournament. And now we're getting into the Battle Hub, which is the second main menu choice on the screen when you first boot up the game. This is where you get to do a weird freak fighting that's at its finest. There's plenty of classic games to check out like Street Fighter 2 and Captain Commando, which I played a little bit of, but I could always just download ROMs later if I really wanted to play them somewhere else. You can also start getting fighting coins, drive tickets through completing challenges, and you can do that in the Battle Hub. But overall, I did kind of find the Battle Hub to be a little bare bones in certain points, and there's things that are still missing there, and I didn't use it too much. The only other time that I kind of thought it was fun is like if you have a favorite streamer that's going on and has a room set up, you can go onto that server and you can kind of hang out with them, battle people who are also watching the stream. So that feature is pretty nice. But if you're not actually a streamer yourself, you're only waiting for that opportunity to join someone else's group. And so far, everyone has been pretty welcoming that I have interacted with online. I haven't had anyone screeching at me that I'm a scrub modern mode player. That could change with this video, but so overall, I'm excited to actually join this fighting game community for Street Fighter 6, as opposed to before I was just really, really intimidated almost all the time. Some of you guys are scary. Another great feature to Street Fighter 6 is the new netcode, which I don't know, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about netcode, but from what I heard, this is a lot better. And for me, yeah, that's reigned true. I have barely ever had any issues playing, especially once I plug in that Ethernet cable. I've tried to play on Wi-Fi a couple of times, but didn't really work. So, you plug that Ethernet cable in, and I really have had no issues playing online ranked matches at all. And that is something I can't say that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has in the bag, and that's probably why, even though I liked games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and got into that, the online is just dog shit. So what's the point of even trying to get better? I don't have local players to play against, so that's another great boon to Street Fighter 6. I just can't wait to see what Street Fighter 6 has to do in the future. Some of the new characters, like the new Rashid trailer that just dropped a while ago, the animations for him look incredible. He looks really fun. He's using some crazy wind magic sorcery, and I cannot wait to try out a lot of the new characters that are coming in This game has me nothing but excited. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, and I also hope that you're just enjoying Street Fighter 6 as much as I am.
Bye bye!
So good luck on the ranked ladder.